Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Elden Ring, and today a new patch was deployed onto the game. It was patch 1.03. I just recorded an episode of the Elden Ring blind playthrough so that I could, get a feel for the patch, see a couple of the changes that were made. I didn't thoroughly tested it because obviously I'm also recording the playthrough, doing all of that stuff, but I have a couple of opinions on some of the things that were added. We'll talk about those, but before we do, I'd like to congratulate From Software on reaching 12 million sales. That is insane, and it makes me super happy because I want to rub this in the face of every single publisher that is trying to nickel and dime gamers, particularly you, Ubisoft. I want you guys to look at this, okay, Ubisoft? You guys that are basically destroying, you guys have already destroyed it. Let's be completely honest. You just completely destroyed the Assassin's Creed franchise with the way that you've been driving it into the goddamn ground with your formulaic approach to the, game development of basically doing the same stuff and selling it to people over and over. Elden Ring does something different, does not nickel and dime people, does not have coin doublers, experience boosters. It is a full game on release. Yes, it's got problems with performance and all of that stuff, 1000% agreed. But good God, it's got so much friggin' content. And here's the thing, it's not just like, it's not just like this formulaic content, it's handcrafted experiences. Good God, I cannot express how happy this makes me that it sold 12 million. I hope they go on to sell 20, to sell 40, to sell 50. I hope it becomes one of the most successful games ever made. I really do. I genuinely do. Because it just goes to show, it's like all of you publishers out there going to be like, oh, we're so poor, we're not making any money. Oh, we have to make the microtransactions. Oh, no, you don't. You just have to make a good game. It's that simple. Just make a good game. It's all you got to do. See, From Software is over here just slapping all of you around. Sure, all you got to do is make a good game. Anyway, I wanted to check out the patch notes here. Like I said, that was the purpose of this video. So let's take a look at those. Yes, I'm over 16 years old. Thank you very much. How nice of you to think that I'm younger than 16. Anyway, Elden Ring patch notes version 1.03. This is an update to improve stability of gameplay and adjust balance. So there's going to be some balance adjustments as well. You're going to have to patch this in order to be able to play online and all of that stuff. So adding additional elements, add a function to record an icon and the name of an NPC in the map when you encounter that NPC. Now, I'm a little bit torn on this, but after looking at it on the game, I'm still not 100% sure how it works because, my save is already ongoing. I'm not sure what the experience is going to be for someone that creates a new save file on the game, right? But essentially what this does is the first time that you encounter an NPC, an icon shows up in your map. Then it seems to record the first position as to where you encountered that NPC, because to give you guys an idea, and this is not really spoiler stuff. Those of you who know Yura, this very early NPC that you encounter, basically I encountered Yura in his first position. Then I did his little thing where we get invaded and Yura comes and helps us, right? And then he moves on to a second position. And you guys know that I spoke with him at the second position, but the icon in my game just showed the very first position where I encountered them. So I'm not sure if that's the way that the feature is working, like it just records the first position where you encounter an NPC and then doesn't track it. But it's a little bit of additional guidance, but more importantly than that, it keeps track of all of the vendors. So the vendors, I think, is particularly cool because that's what I've been doing in my PlayStation 5 playthrough. I've been doing a PlayStation 5 playthrough on the side. And in that one, it's like every time I would encounter a vendor, I'd bloop, put an icon in there to know there's a vendor here. But, now those are all marked. Also, they call them finger crones. The finger crones are marked as well. So that's pretty cool. Added NPC Jar Bairn. They just straight up added a new NPC to the game. Added new quest phases for the following NPC: Dialos, Nephili Lu, Kenneth Height, and Gatekeeper Kostok. I should go check out Kenneth Height, actually, because he's the guy in the castle in Fort Height. Nephili Lu, I haven't seen her ever since Stormvale's boss. And then Dialos, he just kind of disappeared from my game. Haven't seen him ever since. And Gatekeeper Gostock, I'm going to go check in with him because I know how to get to him. Added some summonable NPCs in multiple situations, increased number of patterns. By the way, I did a video on the whole summoning thing, how I feel about it. If you guys haven't watched that one yet, you can check it out. Increased the number of patterns of objects players can imitate when using Mimic's Veil. Added night background music for some open field areas. Fixed a bug that prevented summoned NPCs from taking damage in some boss battles. Fixed a bug prevented players from obtaining items after boss battles. Bug that causes dialogue to be skipped when talking to NPCs and using custom key configurations. I know Fighting Cowboy had this problem. I know he had this problem. Fixed a bug that caused the player to freeze when riding. Fixed a bug that causes Arcane to scale incorrectly for some weapons. Good, because I've been planning on doing an Arcane build. In a situation where the player cannot obtain more than 2 talisman pouches, added talisman pouch to Twin Maiden Husk's shop lineup. Interesting. I should check. No, I think I have 2 talisman pouches already. I should check. I'll check that before my next playthrough. Fixed a bug that prevented the user from warping to sites of grace from the map at the end of the game. Fixed a bug that prevented the player from moving to the next area after the battle with the Fire Giant. I haven't even seen the Fire Giant, I don't think. Fixed a bug which causes some weapons to have incorrect scaling after strengthening. Fixed a bug which causes some weapons to not use stat scaling. Fixed hangups in certain occasions. Fixed a bug which incorrectly displays multiplayer area boundary when playing online. Incorrectly. Okay, so the boundaries would be glitched, I would imagine. Fixed a bug that allows the player to activate Erdtree's Great Shield weapon skill without absorbing an attack using a special combination of item and incantation. You goddamn PvPers always coming up with weird stuff, man. What's wrong with you people? Fixed a bug which causes Fire Deadly Sin incantation to have different effect. Fixed a bug with the Ash of Void Determination and Royal Knight's Resolve where the damage buff would also apply to other weapons without that skill. I've heard about this bug. I haven't really used it myself, but I've heard about it. Adjusted the visual effect of Unseen Form spell. Deleted the Ragged Armor set from the game, which was mistakenly obtainable in previous patch. No! Why? I don't know. I don't know why this matters, to be honest. I haven't found it. Fixed a bug that caused some hostile NPCs to drop for a calling finger remedy. Who cares? It's so easy to craft this, right? You can craft this with some plant. It's like super easy. I think that's a big deal. Fixed a bug that causes incorrect sound effects to play in some situations. Haven't experienced this. Fixed a bug. Actually, no. I have experienced this. Maybe. The screaming... which I even thought was like the dudes in the rope and in the cross that were already dead. You guys might hear this in one of my playthroughs. I think that might have been a thing. Fixed a bug which causes visual animation in hitboxes to not be displayed correctly on some maps. Fixed bugs which cause incorrect visual behavior for some enemies. Fixed a bug that causes incorrect stat parameter for some armor. Text fixes, other performance improvement, and bug fixes. I should go to a certain area where I recently was there and the performance was terrible to test that out. Balance changes. Increase the drop rate of smithing stone for some enemies. I can't confirm. I found more smithing stones today as I was playing. Just like randomly killed an enemy. Boop. Smithing stone 5. I was like, nice. Added smithing stone to some early game shop lineup. Okay. Added shields. Increased shields effectiveness. I'm the Giga Chad with the shield. I don't care. Like, people are going to be like, oh, if you're blocking, are you really beating the game? Yes. Yes, I am. Increase the damage for all offensive crackpot items. That's good because I haven't really felt the need to use them at all. Maybe I'll try them out now. Increase the damage for the following items. Spark, Aromatic, Poison, Spray Mist. Increase the effect duration for the following items. Uplifting, Aromatic, Iron Jar, Aromatic. Increased HP healing for Torrent when using the following items. Raw Raisin, Sweet Raisin, Frozen Raisin. Reduce FP consumption and increase the damage of the following sorceries. Glintstone, Comet Shard, Comet Knight, Comet. I don't really use magic, so I don't know. Increase the damage of the following sorceries. Gravity Well, Collapsing Stars, Crystal Barrage. I remember that in the network test, I always felt like the gravity stuff was pretty weak, so that's a good thing. Decrease the FP consumption on the following sorceries. Star Shower, Rock Blaster, Gavel of Haima, Founding, Rain of Stars, Stars of Ruin. Jesus Christ, Great Blade, Phalanx, Magic Downpour, Loretta's Great Bow, Loretta's Mastery, Carrion Greatsword, Carrion Piercer, Shard Spiral. Raise projectile speed and range of the Great Glintstone Shard, and decreased Ash of War, Hoarfrost Stomps damage, and increased cast time. This is something that I really wanted them to do because I mean, I don't know if I've mentioned it by now or not because, you know, I record these episodes well in advance. So stuff that I know I've already said, you guys might not have heard it yet. But either way, throughout the playthrough, you'll hear me express my frustration with the fact that I feel that Hoarfrost Stomp is way too powerful to the point where I think episode 44, I specifically, which, you know, you guys haven't seen that one yet, but I specifically mentioned in episode 44 that I'm going to stop using Hoarfrost Stomp. That's the old version. And because it was way too powerful. It was just way too powerful. And I wanted to use it though, because when you apply Frost to an enemy, they take increased damage. So I wanted to use it for the debuff for additional melee damage. And I'm going to be using it now because it has been nerfed, but it's not useless. It still deals a considerable amount of damage. I think some people will still even consider it to be overpowered, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, this feels fine. So whatever. Increased Ash of War, Bloody Slashes self-inflicted damage while slightly lowering the damage and increasing the cast time. I remember that this one is really powerful. I've used it in other playthroughs, not in my blind playthrough, but I've tested out in other playthroughs and I'm like, there's not a lot of damage. Decreased weapon skill, Sword of Night, and Flames damage. That sucks, because I haven't found a good, like, Fire Ash of War so far. And don't tell me if you found one. I don't want to know, okay? I want to find it by myself. Increased FP consumption and lower duration of Ash of War Barricade Shield. Never used it. And a lot of people have been telling me, Rurikhan, why didn't you use Barricade Shield? It's like, my shield's blocking just fine, guys. Don't worry about it. Change the FP consumption timing of the Ash of War Prelate's charge. Aw. I found this one recently, and I like the fact that you could basically just like keep piling on forever. Decrease the damage of spirits summoned when using the item Mimic Tear Ash and change the spirit's behavior pattern, which a lot of people were complaining that the Mimic Tear is completely overpowered. I've only used it once, and it wasn't leveled up at all. I was like, yeah. It is pretty powerful. Other enemy and weapon balance changes. The version as of this update shown on the lower right corner title screen will be as followed. App version 1.03, regulation version 1.03.1. And in order to play online, you have to apply this update. I'll be curious to see how people react to this. It is... you know, it's taken them a while to apply this. It's like, in the grand scheme of things, for the type of patch cycle that people are accustomed to in this online age, some people might say, damn, it took them long to apply that patch. But it's like, I feel that as a Dark Souls player, this was actually applied pretty damn fast. Okay, for Soul standards, this is a pretty fast patch to come out. But anyways, I just wanted to share with you guys what the patch notes were. I'm curious to use Hoarfrost some more now because it's not as broken, overpowered as it was. And yeah, everything else. So the added guidance of the NPCs thing, I like the fact that it's not overly intrusive. It's not like straight up a quest log and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm okay with it. I don't want them adding in like just a full-on quest log. I think that would actually suck. But anyways, I'm going to go and record another episode now. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit it up with a like. If you did not enjoy this video, dislike. YouTube doesn't care. Subscribe and hit the bell notification icon if you want to stay up to date with my videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong, stay safe. Peace out.